LBD family. So lovely to see you all, and I hope you had a wonderful bank holiday weekend. As you know, we've taken a bit of time off, but that doesn't mean we don't love you. Uh, as you can see, Luna wants to join, but today we've got the most fabulous guest, which I am so excited for you guys to hear what she's up to, and I can see that she is here, so I'm just gonna bring her in. Hello!
Hello! How are
How are
you?
you?
I'm so well. How are you?
I am good. I am good.
You look
I'm very, and I've got
gorgeous
my
as
dog who
ever.
wants to be involved, and she won't leave me alone.
I have put my pug at the other side of our terrace and have literally shut him there so that he doesn't interrupt.
Well, I try and do this with either one of them, and actually they just start whining. And yeah, and the
Get them
sound
involved then.
is not a beautiful orchestra, I can tell you that. So Eliza, for the LBD family, can you please tell me who you are and what do you get up to?
Yeah, so my name is Eliza Manners, and I guess my title before this all was actually unemployed, which is very sad to say. I left university last summer, and since then I did an interior design course and then an internship, and I had a job which was about to start, working for an amazing interior designer in London. And because of all of this, it fell through, which was really sad, but
No.
every cloud has its silver lining, and
Yes.
it's worked pretty well.
And I must say, I've been following you during isolation, and you've been literally giving me so much inspo of just going to be in nature. And it's actually quite a little, it's like a relief watching your Instagram, I
Oh,
won't lie.
that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Well, I do try to enjoy being outside when we can. Obviously, when it was lockdown, and could only leave the house once a day, it was obviously harder. But we were so lucky with the weather, don't you think? I mean, if this was in the middle of December or whatever, it would have been difficult. But yeah, I think God has blessed us with the blue skies, which are behind me.
I mean, yeah, it looks like a painting behind you. It looks so fabulous.
But yeah, it's so gorgeous, and I really do try to enjoy nature as much as possible. I think when you're in London, you really realise, or I do, how important being outside and being near a patch of grass or a tree or whatever it is possible. I always come back from London and just look up at the sky at night, and I'm like, wow, you can actually see the stars. It's such a little thing that I don't appreciate when I'm here, but when I go back to London and come back, you're just like, oh my god, there they are.
Oh. Well, I mean, like I said, everyone in LBD fam, follow Eliza. Honestly, she just had every day you see something different, and these picturesque different table settings on. But actually, on the note of table settings,
yeah,
and as we're a brand that's all about powering sustainability and female founders, I want to hear about how this sustainable, how do I say it?
I've been calling it a sustain table, but my mum thinks that it should be sustainable table. So yeah, I love antiques. I always have. Me and my mum have always gone to antique shops together, antique fairs. We, scroll through all the catalogues that we get sent. So it's been something that we both really enjoy. She's got such a wonderful eye, and I've grown up at Beaver Castle, which is such a lucky thing. So I think I've grown up just adoring antiques and old items and the story that they have. I always think, if a tablecloth could talk and could tell you all of the conversations it's heard, what would it say? I just find that so interesting, that everything has seen another life. And especially at Beaver, what have the corridors heard? What have the tables heard? My granny and grandpa, when they lived here, what did they see when my ancestors were living here? So with my job not starting at the beginning of this, and I was on the bus on the way to my job, and was one stop from getting off the bus, and I got a phone call from this lovely woman who I won't name, but she is amazing, and who knows if I'll be able to go back and work for her. But she rang up and said, look, I'm really sorry, but I just don't think it's going to work. I have spoken to my accountant, and he really doesn't think, and my advisor, and they really don't think that we should be hiring people at these times. And that's obviously a very, wise decision for her. So I came into isolation really not feeling that cheery. I mean, obviously no one was. It's a, pandemic, and
It's a bleak time.
really, yeah, it really is. But that as well was a bit of a bummer, I won't lie. So I came in, was helping my mum with bits, and I just had such pleasure and such, just enjoyment from setting up a table and cooking for my family and just making it look beautiful. And for my sister's
Because
birthday,
it's almost theatric in a way, like you said,
exactly.
Like going through the walls of your family home, like
yeah,
there's so much history, and also I can imagine like your imagination just goes wild. Think of the kind of parties they had,
exactly.
and create these amazing scenes. Like I see them as scenes and sets. Like
I completely
what is
agree.
going on today, and also I love like the cakes you do with it, because again, like they're in synergy of the setting.
It's like it is what I've been saying. It's like doing up a room, but you're doing it in like no time at all. You're doing it in, maybe buying stuff together has taken me like 2 weeks for some tables or a week for others, instead of a room which could take 6 months or whatever. So I laid a table for my sister's birthday, which was at the end of April, and I just got so many lovely comments from people. And my friend Davina, who works at Tatler, very kindly put a photo of my table online for Tatler, and I just got so many lovely people messaging saying, I've loved seeing these tables, they're so beautiful, and like, how can I get them, how can I do them? So I have started to really collect stuff and curate stuff from, I mean, it's been quite difficult, in all honesty, getting all of the right stuff, especially with like postage being up and not being able to see people. And
of course. And there's China, isn't there, in there? So you have to make sure you package it really
yeah,
well.
packaging has been a big thing that I've learned about. I've never sent as much post as I have recently. And
that's an amazing sign. I love that.
Oh, thank you. It's been really fun putting it together as well. And in all honesty, it has been done with such like love. It is the highlight of every single day for me, putting these tables together.
Like,
oh, that's so sweet.
Your Instagram, because also it's not just, like I said, about the cakes, like the setting. It's also the flowers that you choose.
Yeah,
I mean, you just want to be planted there and be there for the whole afternoon, like with just different characters. It's just so fabulous. Sweet. And you were sold out when I tried to buy, and you're like, sorry,
I'm afraid it's sold quite quickly. I think I'm gonna have to start doing like previews earlier on in the day and then put it up in the evening to like preempt people, because I have had quite a lot of people. Yeah, or do an auction. That's a very good idea too. But I think flowers is also something that I think is really important. I have always loved flowers and had a real struggle with cutting them, because I just think they're so beautiful as the plant as a whole. And so I've really had to, in order for me to cut flowers to put on the table and all the rest of it, I have really had to sort of like work out how to do them sustainably in terms of making them last as long as possible. So my little table that I have here, which is one that's going up tonight, so you're getting a little preview. The flowers are all like over a week old. They were in my bedroom, and they're kind of coming to an end. So I've chopped them down, and they're looking pretty good. So I'll give you a little preview of the table.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
So this is the table.
Oh my word!
And so it's just such beautiful colours. And so these are, I think they're called, I can't remember the name. I'm not very good with the names of my flowers. That is the only thing. But these beautiful daisies and the gingham placemats, these plates, which are such a highlight for me. So yeah, that is my table that I'm putting on tonight. Wow. So yeah, it's been really, really fun. But yeah, I have, because sustainability is at the heart of it, I'm trying to make sure that every single action and thing that I do is sustainable and is long lasting, because I think that that's so key. So if I'm chopping out flowers, they've got to last for a long time.
And little hacks to keep them kind of keeping their freshness.
So it depends which one. Stuff like rhododendrons, I was always told to smash like the ends. So once you've chopped them, and you've got to make sure you chop them at an angle. So if this is like the stalk, you chop to an angle.
Okay.
I've then been told, and I really want to go on like a flower arranging course so I can learn about all of it properly. But
I think with your table settings, it will be like such a perfect combination.
yeah, and it's something that I really, like I say, love. So it makes sense to put the two together. And also a little bit of sugar in the water that you put it in, which is, you know, if you buy flowers from a shop or whatever, you know, that little sort of sugary bag that they make you tip in. It's like their sort of food, and we'll just keep them going a little bit longer, which is the aim of the game.
Yeah, I love that. I love the hack. So for those that don't watch you and are about to see all your amazing tables, how's the best way to order a sustainable tables?
Yeah, so I've just been doing it so far on Instagram, and if people like the table, they've been messaging me. I've been giving them the price. You know, there's been some interest from abroad, so you know, postage is obviously a big thing. So it's been all done on through my Instagram page, either Eliza Manners or Eliza Manners London, which is my interiors and now turning into tables plan. So that is where, but I think I will probably have to get a website up and running soon, but it's working quite well so far. And my first customer got her table, and it made me so happy. She's ordered it for her father's birthday, and you know, all of the packaging that I use is either from recycled materials, or it's reused. And I've been writing little letters and saying like thank you for purchasing, and I put a wildflower on the card, and she sent me a really sweet letter, you know, just saying thank you. It was a really lovely touch, and sustainability is obviously, you know, through the whole thing, which is great.
Also, like, it's not just that. I mean, obviously sustainability being like the main tenet is incredible, but you're almost, like I said, bringing like this whole kind of environment to people's homes where they literally just set it up, and it's like, you know, it just like, especially during COVID where we're just at home all the time.
Yeah.
To have different kind of environments, and also like just a story. I can just see it's like the most perfect present. I'm gonna be flipping on my phone as soon as you said that table. I mean, it's probably gonna go before I even get.
Well, I'll let you have first bid. Yeah, we can talk after this.
Great.
I think that's so true as well, because we've all been at home. Meal times has obviously become a really important time.
Yes.
At the beginning of this, you know, I was the only one who didn't have a job. My sisters were both working. My brother is at university. My youngest brother is at school. So it was only me who didn't have like a massive purpose. So I was sort of doing the meal, and at the meal times is when we'd get to see each other and talk. And it becomes a really like integral part of the day. Not that it's not usually, but you know, in London you can be going about busy life. You don't get to sit down and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it has been, you know, making that time that you spend together really as beautiful and tranquil and just like
memorable,
relaxing as possible.
Yeah, you're gonna have the best documents of like all your tables that you had from COVID, and probably the stories that you had there too. Like, I mean,
I need to delete
those. And have you been singing?
I have been singing. Yeah, that's been a massive relaxation for me, and stress management. I think probably more so at the beginning of isolation, but my brothers are both amazing singers as well, and they both play the guitar. So we always joke that we're like the Von Trapp family, because after dinner it's usually both my brothers on the guitar, me singing, us all harmonizing. It's
wow, this sounds magical. I'm just gonna rock up at your house now, like uninvited.
Come when this is all over,
because this just sounds like the dream. And so, like, on to my last question. As you know, LBD is a social wardrobe, so I want to know, what is your one wardrobe tip that you can give us all?
My one wardrobe tip is to basically just mix everything. I think that you need to mix new and old. I think you need to mix designer and high street. And if you do that and it, you know, all fits together, then you'll have an amazing outfit. I think that that is the key, because, you know, obviously there's so many people who can't go out and have every item in their wardrobe as a designer piece. Maybe they have like a designer handbag or shirt or pair of trousers, whatever. So I think mixing them together is the key point.
And investing in those staples, because they last for like
exactly
decades.
They really, really do.
And I still, like, you know, you can still steal from your mom. You can also hand them down to like your godchildren, your children, your cousins.
Exactly.
It's always going to be done. Actually, very, very similar to your table settings.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is very similar. I think I really, really believe that, you know, it used to be a thing like, oh, so-and-so's into sustainability. I just don't think that it can be said like that anymore. I think it needs to be everyone is interested in sustainability. Everyone needs to have it at the core of every action and every choice that they make. And the same with businesses. I think it can't be that there are some sustainable businesses. I think there needs to be at the heart of everything. And so, yeah, buying staple pieces that are high quality, designer pieces, or just high quality, you know, made in England or whatever, that is the way forward, I think, for us all.
I totally agree. And I think especially during COVID, where people have had time to think consciously about their decisions and also see the impact that such industries are having, people want to be more sustainably minded. And now I really feel that it's come to the surface. And hopefully, like you said, everyone is just going to have that as their core kind of ethos.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, yes. And on that note, Eliza, I'm going to let you be so you can finish your table, and I'm going to call you straight after this. I'm telling you now, because I want that table. Lots of love, darling.
Lots of love.
And thank you so much for this. I really appreciate your time and love.
You're amazing. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.